Thinking about launching a podcast but overwhelmed by all the moving parts? At TurnKey Podcast Productions, we take the hassle out of podcasting so you can focus on the talk, not the tech. From concept to launch, guest booking to post-production, we handle everything. Need a strategy to grow your show and turn guests into clients? Yep, we do that too. DIY or done for you, we've got the solution that fits. Whether you're just getting started or ready to scale, TurnKey is your behind-the-scenes podcast team. TurnKey Podcast Productions. Your voice, your message, fully produced. Learn more at turnkeypodcast.com/contact. That's turnkeypodcast.com/contact.
Coming up today on The Nice Guys on Business.
Book wasn't really about the product. The book was more about variable resistance, but it's like why I went down this path. And now that I know what I know, I can't go and lift regular weights anymore. It's just, if I know that I'm 7 times stronger in my strongest position than I am in my weakest position, why would I ever lift a weight? Such a thing would be dumb.
Understood.
Yeah. And I can't unknow that. So I'm going to train with variable resistance with everything I do from now on. And I made that decision basically when I turned 40, and I built my prototype, and I'm 49 now. And I put on about 60 pounds of muscle over the last 9 years.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss the nice guys on business. I'll have what the nice guys on business are having. Go from where you are now to where you could be. Get expert tips to grow your business, to be more productive and more efficient, whether you're trying to build influence, grow your community, or make it rain. Best-selling author of Nice Guys Finish First, Doug Sandler, can lead the way. The Nice Guys on Business is produced by TurnKey Podcast Productions. Now, here's your host, Doug Sandler.
All right, nice guy community, welcome back to the episode. Today's guest is Dr. John Jaquish, the guy who looked at traditional fitness and basically said, yeah, we can do way better than that. He invented the world's most effective bone density tech. Tony Robbins loved it so much he partnered with him, and he's also the brains behind X3, the muscle building system elite athletes swear by. Now, we're talking about Miami Heat, NFL stars, NBA studs, even Olympians. Now, his methods: build muscle faster, protect your joints, and make your old dumbbells feel like yesterday's flip phone. My mom wrote a really good intro for you, John, so appreciate you being here. I'm excited to chat with you about you, your book, and other fun stuff that you've done. You're a Wall Street Journal bestseller. I'm excited to chat with you. John Jaquish, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, I'm happy to have you here. And now I haven't had a ton of time because we recently just booked this interview just I think a week or so ago. So I was just beginning to do some research a couple of days ago and finalized it today. Man, you are everywhere. You are everywhere. And I just understood before I hit record, you've done like 600 podcasts. You do more than most podcasters have done.
Yeah. Yeah. So, a lot of people have said, why didn't you start your own podcast? Like, I don't know.
Well, I might ask you that question as a podcast producer. That's a little self-serving here. So I won't quite get there quite yet. I'll wait till the end of the conversation. When did this whole world of fitness, wellness, helping you achieve your maximum based upon your efforts, when did that become something that was driven into you?
So first thing was my mother being diagnosed with osteoporosis. So that got me started on my life sciences journey, which encompasses both medicine and fitness. So what I ended up doing was I developed OsteoStrong, which is a series of medical devices. It's four different medical devices that target long bones in the body, so that we can reverse bone loss. So reverse osteoporosis, or from an athlete's perspective, make bone mass harder and more dense so that we can reduce the risk of fracture.
Got it.
And so contact sports, but also just, postmenopausal women who have never exercised a day in their life. They're great for it, and they adapt very quickly. So the concept behind OsteoStrong is we get the human body to be in 4 different positions where you'd naturally absorb impact. So the easiest one to show you is putting my arms up in front of me and protecting myself from an impact. So like I've got the back of my hand in line with the clavicle and a 120-degree angle from upper to lower arm. that in that position, I can either produce or absorb the greatest amount of force. So when creating all these impact emulation devices, so this is all to mimic high impact, which is like, that's why little kids build bone density and adults don't, because we try to avoid impact, and there's some good reasons for that. There's risk of injury associated with high impact. So what ended up happening was you are isolated in these positions and you slowly load so that your own comfort dictates how much force you can create. So each week that you do it, you have to wait a week in between load exposures. And each week that the load you're capable of creating becomes greater and greater. So we call it functional bone performance. Basically, your body is allowing you to recruit more muscle because the bone has become more powerful.
Got it.
You go through that week after week, then you start hitting the minimum triggers of bone, and bone density goes up. But like a lot of people think weightlifting is all they need to do to address bone loss. That's such an ignorant recommendation. And there's plenty of people that go out, they say, oh, I walk to preserve my bone density. And I just think like, wow, like you don't know anything. Or your physician is absolutely terrible, because the minimum dose response for triggering bone growth of the hip is 4.2 multiples of body weight.
Got it. So would that mean that running, jogging, doing something that's a little bit more mobile than just walking will do that, or there are several other exercises that you have in store?
Running is 1.3 multiples of body weight.
Wow, not even close.
Sprinting is 1.7 multiples of body weight.
Okay, so then
not
what's
even close.
So help me then. You did the arms one. So but you didn't tell me how you create that much force. So how do you create that much force? What do you do?
So there's a fixture that uses robotic arms that gets you into the right position.
Right.
That I just described. That's just for the upper extremities. There's 3 other movements. And then individuals self-expose force through the musculoskeletal system in each one of those 4 kinetic chains, compressing the long bones of the body. If they reach a relevant force, then growth is triggered and minerals come into the bone and recalcify.
Wow, very interesting. So are there supplements that are involved in making this happen? Is this just an exercise routine? Not just but is it an exercise routine? Does it involve any other apparatus or procedures that are involved?
It doesn't look like an exercise, and we don't call it an exercise. It's more like a therapy, because there's very little movement. So you're really just getting into the right position, and the robotic arms make it so that when you log in, it goes to the exact same position every time. That way, you're taking out all the variability of settings. So no issues in, oh, well, I was set up a little differently last time, this time, so that may be the difference. None of that. So it's identical every time.
And is this done in an office environment, or is this done at home?
The machines that do this, I mean, the suite of machines is like $300,000.
Got it. Okay. So it is a place that you're going, and you'd have to find someone that it would be local to you to do this.
Yeah. And it's a franchise operation. So there's OsteoStrong clinics. We have 300 clinics in 15 different countries. We've treated over 1 million postmenopausal women.
Wow, that's terrific. Now, you've said that a couple times, so I want to focus on that for just a second here. This is not for necessarily just for the elite athlete, the NFL star, or the NBA, persona that's out there. It sounds
that's my other product.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people try and ram them together. And
all right, let's not do that. Let's differentiate the two. Tell me who you're bringing the greatest impact with the greatest volume to first. And I think people get stuck in the starstruck side of things, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, he works with the NFL or the NBA, so that's great. I want to do what John is doing." But I also want to spend a moment making sure I understand who you really are having the greatest impact in volume, because that's where our audience probably is going to fall.
Fun. It's a great question. It's 2 groups of people. Postmenopausal women is group number 1. That was my first invention. And then as I began to look at the loading data and look at what people were able to create, the success they were able to create with just their own physiology, I'm looking at my arms outstretched in the specific position that I was talking about,
right,
120-degree angle of inclusion between upper and lower arm, I can create 2,000 pounds of force.
wow,
But it's like, okay, well, that doesn't mean anything really from a bench press perspective, but it is like the top of a bench press.
mm-hmm.
So, like, if humans are capable of producing these incredible forces, man, weightlifting sucks.
It seems like it's
Because we're
insignificant compared
not
to right.
like, clearly, like, we have so much capacity in our musculature and we're ignoring it almost completely. Because what you can do at the bottom is just a fraction of what you can do at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you train accordingly and have variable resistance, because you have variable capacity? So that is how my fitness product was born. I looked to create, now, like, the concept of variable resistance had already existed. And in fact, in the 90s, West Side Barbell had become very famous
Mm-hmm.
for breaking more world records than any country on earth, including the United States.
Wow.
And this is one gym in Columbus, Ohio, that just used local guys. And so the founder of Westside, his name is Louis Simmons, genius, like the best strength and conditioning coach maybe ever. Maybe it's a two-way tie between him and Alex Guerrero. That's the guy that kept Tom Brady on the field.
Right.
He's a good friend of mine. So when looking at what Westside Barbell had done, okay, they trained powerlifters, and they did so with just spectacular success.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, like, I just want to build Westside Barbell in a box, so you can go anywhere with it. Because, like, not everybody can go to Columbus, Ohio, and it's an invite-only gym anyway. And almost nobody's going to get an invitation. You kind of have to be a pro athlete first. So I developed a system, tried to learn as much as I could from the literature that was out there and all of the content and writing that Louis Simmons
Mm-hmm.
had put out there. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to come up with a home product, or, you can travel with it, but it's not really a travel product. It's meant to just replace all of your strength training.
Got it.
And it's $550. It fits in a drawer or a backpack, and it's everything. You can do absolutely every movement with it. It's the least expensive and most effective home gym product.
But before we leave this product to go into a different part of the conversation, I want to make sure that if you're listening to this, there is a product that's out there. Take a look at the show notes. We'll make sure we put a link in the show notes that will give you to John's program or John's products. What do you have a website offhand that that someone could go to, or is it that long link?
Go to x3bar.com.
There, okay, perfect. It makes it even easier. x3bar.com. That's the letter X, the number 3, BAR.com.
That's right.
Okay, just check the link in the show notes for that. Now, I want to talk about this for a quick second, because there's a difference between having a passion to help your mom and create an impact on the world, and then the business side of it, which is actually creating a product, bringing the product to market, finding people that are influencers to endorse it, all of those things. At what point did you make the transition to someone that is passionate about this, to someone that is creating a product and a service that will fall, that would be appropriate for those in the market to buy?
That's a more complicated question than you think.
Okay, I'm ready. There was a pause in there. I thought maybe my internet cut out.
Something that most entrepreneurs are never supposed to do.
What's that?
Which is, I created a product for myself.
Got it.
You're never supposed to do that. There are books written. Don't imagine you're the market.
Right.
But what I imagined was, like, I was traveling all over the world, speaking at medical conferences about osteogenic loading. And it was really hard to stay fit being on the road all the time. And, and also I'd go into a gym, and I'm a busy guy, and I just see all these clowns tying up the equipment, just like going to a gym and everybody's sitting on it. Like, people are sitting on every piece of equipment on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then, women are like filming themselves, and then anybody that's in the background of the video, they're like, "Hey, are you checking me out?" Like, oh, I want nothing to do with fitness culture.
You just show me everything that's happening at my gym that I can't stand when people are on their phone in the
yeah,
gym.
and it's like women. First of all, women, like, they work out in their underwear, and then they get upset that people are looking at them. It's like, yeah, you forgot your pants. I mean, dude, gym culture, it's like the lowest common denominator concentrated.
Yeah, understood.
Like, I was just like, if I can figure out anything, it's just to get away from this scum.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
and I mean, even people who are like all about the gym, they hear me on this rant and they're like, yeah, dude, I hear you. and the thing is, the dedicated people, they're not who I'm talking about at all.
Right.
Because they're not on their phone. In fact, the pro athletes that I know that might go to a regular gym from time to time, usually just to use their X3, they want the mirrors and the environment, and it's like a serious training thing. They don't even bring their phone. They leave their phone in their locker.
I don't think I've ever taken my phone into my gym. I don't even think I take it to my car to get to the gym.
No, like, you leave it in your car, you leave it in your gym bag.
Right.
Or just put it on flight mode. Like, I'll get my messages later. Like, yeah, it's like, if you're looking at your phone in the gym, yeah, just stay home.
All right, so that was one of your indicators early on. What bring it to the business though? I'm really curious.
What I ended up doing is, like, this is going to help busy professionals like me. This is what people are looking for, who are just tired of the clown rodeo that is the fitness industry, and they want results. And it's like, anybody that reads, because I think a lot of people, they see the bands and they see a bar and they're like, I don't know how that goes together. And boy, rubber bands seem kind of like cheap, there's a lot of scam products that use rubber bands in the past.
Right.
So that adds a layer of confusion. But ultimately, if they read about variable resistance, or they read my book, Weightlifting is a Waste of Time, they realize, oh, wow, that was like the best sales vehicle, by the way. Just writing a book. And the book wasn't really about the product. The book was more about variable resistance, but it's like, why I went down this path. And now that I know what I know, I can't go and lift regular weights anymore. It's just, if I know that I'm 7 times stronger in my strongest position than I am in my weakest position, why would I ever lift a weight? Such a thing would be dumb.
Understood.
Yeah. And I can't unknow that. So I'm going to train with variable resistance with everything I do from now on. And I made that decision basically when I turned 40. And I built my prototype, and I'm 49 now, and I put on about 60 pounds of muscle over the last 9 years.
Yeah, you look good, man. You look good. I was watching some of the videos. I'm like, damn, he's gonna kick some ass. I wish we
I'm in
more
great shape.
video.
I think the thing that's probably most interesting is I did all of this after turning 40. Like, I wasn't in shape at 40.
Right.
I wasn't out of shape.
Well, you mentioned a valid point, and I'd love to chat about this for just a quick second, because I'm sure very similar to how many people are. I was not raised in a gym environment. It wasn't until I probably got into my late 30s or early 40s that I even started going to the gym, and probably not pause, but probably a lot less frequently than when I hit 60, when I started going to the gym even more so. So talk to the people that are in our community that don't regularly go to the gym. How easy is this something to pick up, or how easy is it for you? I don't want to say easy, because anything in life that's worthwhile is not easy to do, but I want to talk to the people that are not frequent doers, and we need to kind of sell them a little bit on the idea of this is an important part of your life.
Well, so when you use variable resistance, you automatically train harder, because your subconscious realizes that because you're stretching a band, if it gets too difficult or if something hurts, you just go the other direction. So if I'm pushing away from myself and all of a sudden I feel like my wrist doesn't feel good, I just let back a little bit. And then I look at my wrist and, oh, okay, it's fine. And then I just keep going. So one of the reasons that is often cited for people not making progress in the gym, and, let's be honest, 90% of people who start a fitness program quit within 90 days. That was a study done by Lifehack last year.
I believe it.
Yeah. Are they quitting because they got great results? No, they're quitting because they got zero results.
Right.
And it's like the fitness industry, I find it so irritating, because they behave like everyone's going to do great, yet you can go into a gym once a month and see the same people who will never change. They might get fatter, but I mean, it's just like the results are not there. So the fitness industry, I actually think is worse than this, but let's just go with the life hack number. The fitness industry has a 90% failure rate.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, would you invest with a company that
No,
lost 90% of its investment capital?
no,
Yeah, you
no.
would not. So why are you listening to Standard Fitness? Anyone who's talking about Standard Fitness, my attitude is just shut up.
So are you
You
feeling that
lost this.
people don't continue because they're not seeing the results in that 90 days, or it's too hard for them, or maybe there's something that's out, it just doesn't fit into their.
Well, so they're either not training with enough volume or enough intensity,
Mhm.
because really triggering a muscle it's basically a combination of the two. There is if you train with incredible intensity, you can get away with doing a very low volume. And in fact, you can't do more than a very low volume because you're
Mhm.
exhausted. And that's the way almost every athlete trains. Now, bodybuilders, I'm not counting as athletes here. They are, but
Okay.
just and one of the challenges with fitness is it's guided by bodybuilding. I think just because it's a visual thing, you see somebody who looks incredible and it's like, oh, wow, I want to do what that guy's doing. But no, you really don't.
Okay.
Uh, so bodybuilders take a low in some, maybe about half of them take a low intensity approach, and they do tons of volume. They might lift for 2 or 3 hours a day.
Mhm.
And it's just like, I mean, not only is it inefficient and it won't get you to be as big and as strong as possible. So, I mean, already that's a fail. Uh, I mean, it assumes that you have nothing to do with your time.
So those that are in our audience, what would be a realistic commitment that you feel like somebody would need to make to their fitness, that just this portion of their fitness and health and wellness to start seeing results, and how do they accomplish that?
So the standard program that comes with the product is very high intensity focused. So it's 2 workouts. You alternate days for each one, and you work out 6 days a week.
Okay.
So very low volume, pretty much one set per exercise, but the frequency is higher because there's 2 workouts. So you hit each muscle group 3 times during the week.
Okay.
So it ultimately equates to a proper amount of volume, but it also assumes high intensity because, like I said, variable resistance lets you train with more intensity. You do it automatically because your subconscious realizes you're not going to get hurt doing this. Or the chances of it, yeah, you could do something stupid, but the chances of getting injured while doing this are very low.
And is this the equipment that fits into the top drawer of your dresser, or is this something that you need to go to a gym to use?
No, this is what fits in. I here just
Yeah, go ahead. Just so you know, John is retrieving a piece of equipment so that I can see it. He's going to share with me what
so
this thing
this is
looks
my
like.
wife's. It's rose gold.
Got it.
Don't use
Nice.
it. This is my wife, by the way.
Beautiful. I love that image. That's a great image too.
Yeah, I actually created this image before AI
Nice.
because everybody's like, "Oh, is that an AI picture?" And it's just like, "Oh man, you have no idea what I went through." So this is what the bar looks like. Notice I can like roll my hand like this
So John is
because
showing me an
this
example of a
sleeve,
of a of a bar that's about 2.5, 3 feet wide, maybe a little less than that, and it's got two bands that are looped on the ends of the bar.
one band.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. So it's
It's
one
just
band that
doubled
is.
over.
Got it. Okay.
So I can put it around myself. And like if I want to do a chest press, so now the band's wrapped around my body, I can push ahead. And as I'm stretching the band, I did my full workout this morning. And at the top, I'm generally holding like 450 pounds. At the bottom, maybe 200.
And
So
and and those
I
and the bands, are there different intensity or
Oh yeah,
right.
there's all together that we sell. It's the product comes with four bands, but there's an extra heavy one and an extra light one that are
Mhm.
sold separately because not everybody needs
Got it.
Like if you're looking for the light one, you probably don't need the heavy one. But the it's every movement. You can stack bands. You can go up or down any of them. You want to be within 15 to 40 repetitions because you're dealing with a weight that's a lot higher
Right.
than you would deal with at the gym. So for safety reasons, I tell people you need to go higher repetition.
And I'm assuming there's an exercise routine that you have instructions that come with it.
Yeah.
Just not
And
coming with
the
a bar and
workouts
bands.
for the standard program, it's about 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Now, I got to be honest. It's the hardest workout you've ever done. It's really hard. So like anybody's like, oh, this guy, he says it's easy. No, I never said it was easy. Like, and by the way, if you want to trigger your body to change, it will never be easy. In fact, if you take the easy approach, like the volume approach, you just look the same.
Right.
Year after year. It just doesn't work very well.
All right, and we'll make sure we put a link in the show notes so that you have access to Dr. John's website as well, so you have access to that too. I know we've just covered a bunch of stuff in a very short period of time, but I want to give you an opportunity. If there's something that I didn't ask you or something that I should have asked you or that I've been remiss in following up with you, what either advice or what encouragement or what information would you provide to our audience?
Yeah, I would say if somebody is listening who is over 30, because most of the advice out there is really geared at much younger people. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I would say most male fitness influencers are almost going after sort of the angry teenager kind of person. Like if you're beyond all that and you want results, if you care about what's right instead of who's right, then you should probably follow me on YouTube. And it's Jaquish Biomedical. It's the name of my company. Jaquish Biomedical.
Yep. And I'll make sure I put a link in the show notes to that as well, in addition to your website. So appreciate you sharing your message. I know we just had a short period of time today. I hope we move a lot of your product. I know you have some wisdom and experience behind you, and definitely have the physique to match the equipment that you are pitching. So
I haven't lifted a weight since I was in my 30s.
Amazing.
So it's been 10 years since I've lifted a weight, and I put on 60 pounds of muscle.
That is awesome. What a great testimonial, as I'm sure that you have dozens or hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are getting the same results. Quick
Hundreds
question.
of thousands, actually. We're at 500,000 customers.
Oh my gosh, that's even better than can be anticipated or expected. One quick question before we let you wrap up, or before we wrap up the interview. So, having a relationship or a partnership with Tony Robbins, how is that? Is he an easy guy to work with? Does he practice what he preaches? Tell me about him.
Okay. You actually asked a great question. So Tony on stage is boisterous and super loud, and he, puts his hands like this. When you talk to him face to face, he will put his hands around your face. He won't touch you, but he'll just be doing this on the sides of your face. And you're like, are you going to kill me? Like, he's also a giant dude. I think he's like 6'6".
Yeah.
6'7".
Yeah. At 6'4" myself, I have to look up to him. So I see that.
You're right. You do. But he's genuine. He's super nice, but he's high energy. So like, if you want to have a relaxing conversation with him, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
He is just like he is on stage. He works all the time.
Yeah.
And I
want him to have a little bit more balance in his life. I don't know him personally, but he does appear to be a guy that is just 24/7, 365 days a year. And I get exhausted just participating in some of the programs that I watch, and not because he doesn't have a great message. He just does. But I get tired. I get tired.
Oh, I've been on trips with him.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, dude, we going to sleep or not?
Now we'll sleep when we're dead is probably his attitude.
I mean, yes, he sleeps, but like 4 hours of sleep is fine with him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't drink caffeine either. So, you're just like, I've had like 6 cups of coffee to keep up with you today, dude.
Oh my
Don't know
gosh.
how you're doing this.
Well, thanks for sharing that, and thanks for giving us a little bit of insider look to a partner that you have in business. John, thanks for sharing your message, your inspiration, and definitely your passion for this industry. And thanks for being here on the show today.
Absolutely.
Hey, Nice Guy community, never underestimate the power of nice. Again, special thanks to John. All of his information, including access to his website, right there in the show notes. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Fill up your week with the nice guys. Haven't they run out of people willing to talk to them yet?